Overnight, we saw another line of powerful storms move through, leaving tens of thousands without power, and many of them are still in the dark tonight. The metro area saw wind gusts higher than 80 miles per hour, which is as strong as a Category 1 hurricane.
In Houston, wind gusts hit 100 miles per hour. That's Cat 2 strength. Now, you can see the impact was devastating on the skyscrapers downtown. Take a look at that. That's shattered windows, sending broken glass raining down. At one point, nearly 1 million people were without power in Houston.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Katie Moore.
And I'm Cherise Gibson. Tonight, utility crews are up against the clock trying to restore electricity before more stormy weather arrives.
We have updates tonight on the power grid with live crews across South Louisiana checking out the damage.
But we start with Chief Meteorologist Chris Franklin. He was on air during the height of the storm, has the latest on what we can expect overnight. Those winds were really scary, Chris.
Yeah, they were. And the strong winds was the main threat that we were going to be dealing with that event moving through. Now, tonight's, or really more early Saturdays, is kind of a different scenario. We don't have a complex of storms already that we will be tracking. We're going to be watching kind of within this vicinity off the coast of Texas, maybe inland, maybe more the Gulf waters, for a disturbance to start moving our way and eventually start to develop the thunderstorm development, or start to develop those stronger thunderstorms. Now, when we take a look at visible satellite, really nothing showing up. There was kind of a little cluster of storms that had developed earlier over near Corpus Christi as they moved toward southwest Louisiana. They fizzled. So the models, again, have been doing an okay job with these situations, but I have lower confidence in the forecast as we go through the night. Now, most of the model guidance, with that said, all indicates everything happening after midnight, starting at about 1:30. May start to see some banding, training of rain. That could lead to some localized flooding in specific areas where these bands tend to set up. Where those bands set up is still very much an unknown, but it does look like this is primarily going to be an early Saturday morning, continuing during daylight hours, or at least the early morning hours, and then wrapping up well before lunch. So kind of a different scenario that we're looking at for the overnight and early Saturday morning, but mainly the threats will be from the strong winds again and the potential for some flooding. We'll take a look at some of the other computer models and look at the entire weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thanks so much.